Let's talk about the spirit of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. Right, let's talk about this because I have been playing competitive all goddamn day. And look into my eyes, I am losing my mind. Not because the game is bad. Overwatch is a brilliant game. I always maintain this. It's the best game I've ever played. I didn't think I'd say that because I've played some damn good games in the past. This game is beautiful, but it is only beautiful when you are in a team that actually wants to build a team and play together. When we don't get that, we get mega frustrated. And the more you think about this, or even I think about this, the crazier it is to me that when we go into competitive, we are literally smashing a random button and hoping that the game puts us with players who are willing to build a team. And I don't mean people who are not toxic or anything like that, because you could just get matched with a team like this. So this happened to me today. This is a 5 support team. How the hell is that acceptable? You need DPS to win in this game, right? You cannot have 5 supports on your team. And you know what happened in this game? There was mad toxicity. We had a Russian sounding guy. It's always like a Russian sounding guy, but we had a Russian type guy. I'm not saying all Russians are bad, so whatever, but there was a guy and he was losing his mind. He was like, where's the DPS? This is so bad. Farah, what are you doing? He was really going crazy. It was a good question. Where is the DPS? Well, we had supports playing DPS. That's where the problem is, ladies and gentlemen. So this made that guy seem very, very toxic. Now, maybe he didn't look at the player profiles and he just thinks, oh, I've got bad players on my team. So then he goes into the next game, doesn't he? Feeling a bit toxic. So this got me thinking, and this is why I put out the tweet earlier on. And I'm like, I'm fairly sure. I mean, I'm not fairly sure. I am in my head right now. There is no doubt that the reason there is a lot of toxicity in Overwatch is because number 1, you can't play the hero you want to play. And number 2, well, you don't get a team. So when you get to play the hero you want to play, when you get into a fully built team, that's fine. Think about being a one trick, right? Think about being a Genji pro, a pro Genji, right? Let's say all you do is play Genji. You've got 90 hours on Genji this season because you're a crazy, but you're probably quite good at Genji. You hit play, you go into a game, you lock in Genji. Somebody else wants to play Genji. Pretty popular hero. So then you get a bit of, let me just build the situation. This is what happens, right, guys? So you go in, you lock a DPS in really fast. Then you wait. People will lock in other DPS, right? There's a bit of a standoff period where we're looking at the team thinking, is that guy going to break? We need a tank. We don't have a tank. Is somebody really going to play a tank? Or are they just going to be like, screw you, I'm going to play Genji because I'm not playing a tank. Or I'm just going to play a DPS. And then there's this standoff, right? Then somebody concedes, right? And goes, all right, I'll play a tank. The very first push goes wrong. What happens? What happens? They go absolutely nuclear. They go crazy. They become super toxic. And that's a problem. The game's terrible. It's a total loss. This is the problem with Overwatch Competitive. And it needs to be fixed. And now, I know that I'm a competitive player. I know a lot of you guys watching the video are competitive players. But a lot of you guys as well might not play competitive. You may play quick play. And it kind of, or even in the arcade, and it kind of does extend to that, really. Like, if you go, Overwatch at its very core is a team game. But what it doesn't do is allow you to build a team that's willing to work together before you get into the game. If that isn't madness, then I don't know what is. I think, like I said, one of the most frustrating things is hoping that you get a team that is actually going to work together. Because if you don't, then you end up in a situation where everybody's just kind of, like, you hope the enemy team doesn't get lucky and they've won the matchmaker gamble and have built a team. Like, all right, let me put it like this, right? You guys have all had games where you just steamroll the enemy. You just destroy them completely. One thing the Overwatch Matchmaker does, and the Overwatch MMR and the SR system, I think, honestly, hand over heart, does a really, really good job of determining your skill level in a team-based game. So everybody in the match is of a similar skill level, right? So if you're, I don't know, 3K rated player or a 2K rated player, doesn't matter what rating you are, everybody else in that game, right, is of a similar type of skill level to you. They might be better at certain heroes than you, but you've all kind of got the same type of game knowledge, the same type of experience, right? So that's cool. So why would Team A absolutely demolish Team B? Or why would Team B demolish Team A? And it just seems like a complete ruffle stomp. It's like, well, we've just destroyed the enemy. It's because the enemy has got a team comp, you do not. This is a massive problem. A massive, massive problem. And this is almost like a plea from me to the Overwatch devs. Please, please, please be working on this, because When I sit here and I go into a game and I have a fantastic match because I happen to have a team that could build a team, and then the very next game is a massive throw, and the game after that is again like not great because people are getting really angry with each other because they can't play the hero they want to play and they don't build a team properly, or they're not in a team willing to play around them and all of this stuff. It creates a massive problem with the game, and it makes people not want to play competitive. Now, people have said things to me like, Sty, do you think Overwatch is dying? No, Overwatch isn't dying. Overwatch has got like a massive 30 million plus player base. But the thing with that is, I think the players are... I don't think there's any incentive right now, unless you're like crazy, to sit down and hammer out competitive game after competitive game after competitive game. So the question is, how do you fix this, right? Yes, role select, yes, whatever. I think, honestly, right now, we absolutely need solo queue and then a team queue. Like, I'm not talking about a full 6-stack team queue. I'm just talking about a team queue where if you're grouped with somebody, then you just go into a special group queue. I don't care if it takes longer. I know Blizzard do, because the spirit of the game that Jeff spoke about is, I think, a very roundabout way of saying we want to cater to everybody. So we want everybody to be able to do whatever the hell they like, but we also want you to play together as a team. That does not go together. That does not work, right? So at some point, this is going to have to break. My argument right now is competitive is the place you go when you want to work as a team and you want to play together. The problem is, to get higher in the ranks and get good at competitive, you often play one hero, not two, you play one. So you just like one trick a hero, or you heavily main a hero. But when you come into a team where somebody else plays that hero, it causes a problem. And then, well, yeah, or maybe you're on a map where your hero doesn't work. Maybe you're playing Farah and we're on Lijiang Control Center. Farah's not the best there. She is Lijiang Gardens, but Control Center, maybe play something else, but you don't, and then you heavily suffer as a result. You know, there's a lot of complex issues going into this. So what I think we need is, we honestly need a solo queue. If you are a nutter and a crazy person and just want to play solo queue, whatever. Well, that's all we can play right now, right? Majority of my games are solo queue. I don't group with people because I honestly enjoy just getting out there and seeing what it's like with the community. I know, yeah, I'm Stylosa. So if I speak on a microphone, people are like, oh God, is that you, Sty? So it's almost like, in a weird way, I've got a lot of friends when I play anyway, just randomly. So that's a very special case to me. But playing in a duo queue or a triple stack, I don't think you should be in the same queue. I think you should be given like the chance to go into a queue which is with other groups, hoping that you work together with the other groups, because in a way you should do, right? I guess, you know, maybe thinking about it, it might not be the best idea. Ultimately, I do want a 6-stack competitive queue. I want, like, if you come up to me and said, Sty, I'm looking for like a notepad. I don't have a notepad. Imagine I've been given a notepad. Jeff walks up to me and goes, here you go, Sty, write down what you want and I'll fix Overwatch, and then I'll take it to the devs and we'll build this. The first thing I'm going to say straight away is we need, I want to say role select, but not really role select. What we want, right, is a system to build a team before we go into a match. What I want is a fully fledged community system in the game which allows us to build a community, our own community. You come across people who are like, I've played with a guy, he's an amazing Orisa, but that's all he plays. I'm going to add him or send him an invite. Would he like to join my Watchpoint, clan, guild, whatever? He joins the Unit Lost guild. I then play with another guy. He's a fantastic Lucio, but that's all he plays. I'm going to invite him to my Watchpoint, to my guild, whatever. Then I play with a Genji. So we've got an Orisa, we've got Lucio, we've got a Genji that I found from another game. Then we've got like, I don't know, a Zarya. Fantastic Zarya player. You can come and play with us. Then I find a Tracer. I add the Tracer into my guild. A few days, fast forward a few days, and then I'm like, oh, I want to go into competitive. I load into the game, and then I look at the player list who are active in the guild. I say in the chat, hey guys, I want to play Anna, so I want to play main support. I need a flex support. Well, another support, let's just say. Let's not worry about roles. Let's just say I want to play support. I want another support. I want 2 DPS and I want 2 tanks. Let's go. A main tank and an off tank. You've built your team. You've solved both problems we've got there. You've solved the problem of I cannot play my hero, yeah, and we cannot build a team. They're solved. There will be no toxicity. I swear down, that will fix this game. If they do that, I will fly to Irvine and I will, like, dance in the courtyard by the orc statue. Yeah, that is what this game needs. Role select, yes, this has been discussed. Is this coming? Whatever. They don't like it. Jeff said they don't like it, and I get that. Because it's not really about role select. It's not about forcing people to play a role, right? It's about getting 6 players together that want to play together and will build a team. And as a result, you do not get this root cause of toxicity in the game. And I've always said this, Overwatch is the best game ever when you play in a 6 stack. In fact, I'm highly tempted to start streaming Overwatch, but with a special, use the Discord server, because we've got 40,000 members in the Unit Lost Discord server. Get guys together, put them in teams, relevant skill levels, so we're not having GM players with plat players or whatever. Put them in the same sort of tier, make teams. In fact, hell, whatever, just make teams and then just play against each other. You're not playing on ladder, you're playing in custom games. That would be friggin' beautiful, because you get rid of all of these problems. You get to play the hero you want to play, you get communication, you get people willing to build a team, you get a fantastic experience. If we go back to my list that I'd like to write out for Jeff, that would be at the top, right? So I want a way of building a team. The next thing I want is an inbuilt tournament system in the game. The game, like StarCraft 2 does this, right? Where it has weekly tournaments. Imagine if Overwatch did that. Now, I know this is probably extremely difficult to do, but these are things that I would really love to see. I want you guys to comment on this below and let me know if you agree with my idea. Let me know if you agree with the fact that I think that all the problems in Overwatch come basically from the fact you can't play your own hero and you might not be with a group of people who work well with the heroes that you play. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then like the video. Remember to click the bell. The bell, if you don't click the bell, you don't get the video upload alerts, which a load of people have been sending me messages on Twitter going, Sty, you haven't uploaded a video for weeks. I'm like, what? I'm uploading videos all the time. So click the bell and click, I think it's notify everything, and then you'll get all of the stuff when I upload videos. All right, guys. Follow me on Twitter as well, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.